And for me, Zelda. I'm hoping for something, but obviously, I don't know what to expect because of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdoms, what we want to call it, because they kind of like, said it's a wrap for Tears of the Kingdom. For me
as
anyway.
in the story.
Yeah, in that sense, and that
the
whole
format.
open world.
Well, so
in
okay.
that,
I know you're saying.
But first for me though, 'cause I wanted to say, when it came to Tears of the Kingdom, like I was saying, like you were saying before as well to us about it being DLC.
yeah, it felt like a DLC to Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
rather than its own
Separate game.
Yeah. And for me, personally, like my main issue was the combat.
Yeah,
And the fact that the game combat is literally the same. That's why I couldn't finish it. I couldn't finish it.
Like we're doing the same shit.
Yeah, it's the same
again.
thing. So I had to drop it. Even going back to Breath of the Wild, there was the hard mode, and I was going through the hard mode, and it was really boring because the monsters are just really tanky. Your weapons are breaking, they're healing up.
Yeah.
It makes it even more inconvenient that they're healing up and your weapons are breaking at the same time.
Yeah. It was one thing I hated about Breath of the Wild, bro.
Yep.
Break.
And then the combat is very basic. So I just couldn't get through that, and now it's the same combat again, and I couldn't even finish the game now.
Yeah,
so I wanted to ask you though. Then is this? I know they said that it's going to be the end of the story and the format and everything of that, right? Yeah. But would you be happy if it was still the same in the sense of like it's an open world like what we get? Hopefully they improve the combat, right, and a few other bits and pieces, but with a new story. It doesn't even have to involve Ganon. Like it could be a different villain or maybe a returning villain of some sort.
Me personally, like I like open world games, so I'll be happy with that. But it's pretty much like Leo said, like the combat. Let's fix that bitch up.
Yeah.
The weapons breaking. Let's leave that behind.
Yeah,
I'm done with that shit.
I don't get why they needed to apply that. Just because it's open world doesn't mean like, because it felt like they tried to make both of them like hand in hand kind of thing. Where
it's the whole idea is your weapons break.
And you gotta find.
You gotta find. So it forces you to explore.
But I don't see the point of that. You can still go and explore and do things here, there, and everywhere, and not have your weapons break. Like that was one thing that really did annoy me.
Yeah. Instead, if weapons instead of break, that upgrade. That would be more interesting. So maybe at first you start with the sword, and then the more you fight, you can upgrade the sword to other versions, and then you pick up different weapons on your different regions, and you upgrade those weapons.
If anything, that would entice you to go and explore even more so because you'll be like, oh my god, I could make my weapon stronger, stronger and stronger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing I do have to say about the open world setting with the way that the Zelda formula, I think it makes a lot of puzzles a bit of baby puzzles.
Yeah.
Because they have to give you all of the items you get at the start.
For
all the challenges, because they don't know where you're going to go.
Yeah.
And because they do that, they need to make the challenges at least easy enough that you have all since you already have all the tools.
As in like, you mean like sort of like for example, the tablet stuff, all of the powers that come along with it. Okay.
Yeah, so they all have to be, they're not going to be that difficult.
Yeah.
Because that's the sense. But if it's more linear, they can scale it harder, easier, and more correct.
From easy to hard.
Yeah. And that's why I prefer that. I've always preferred those type of games. I think the whole experiences can be crafted better. Because open world games, the experience is the whole thing about it is so haphazard that anything can happen. That's the experience of it. But in that sense, you can either get a really good experience or a really shit experience.
Yeah. Facts.
It just depends on how the game is balanced and where you've gone in the world.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah. So, in all fairness, if we got just traditional linear Zelda, maybe with a little hints of open world, but restrictive open world.
I'd be happy with that.
I miss the whole, you need to get the fucking ball and chain to go do this dungeon. You need to find a fucking item first to go through. You can't do this dungeon without this item.
Yeah.
Like that was good.
It's just like, for example,
sorry, go on, you first.
All I was gonna say was like, for example, like I know it's not technically open world, but like Twilight Princess, for example, like
it's a good in a weird way. It's semi-open because you can go wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
As long as you've unlocked that particular place.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
that's
it's
what
the same with literally every Zelda.
Yeah.
You can always go wherever you want. It just depends. You can't go to like the last dungeon, sure, but you can at least go around.
Yeah.
It's always been that way.
Yeah.
So I think if they did that, sure, 100%.
Yeah, I'll be happy.
100%.
I'll be real happy.
And one thing, what you said about the items, I think one of the problems was, and if they do this, they need to fix it. Is items you do get in dungeons, they need to at least be useful later on.
Yeah.
one that reminds Twilight Princess is really bad at this. It's probably the worst one.
Okay.
Because I love the disc screen. I love it.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's so sick. But after that dungeon, it's the
useless.
dumbest item ever.
Done.
I've always tried to incorporate into combat. You can't.
Nope.
Nothing. Ball and chain, useless as well. Absolute garbage. I think that's the game is the most atrocious when it comes to that stuff. Absolutely atrocious.
The crazy thing is,
I still can't forgive them for it. It's so atrocious, that game. Right? It's so bad. You don't understand how bad. I tried to make that thing useful. It's not useful. All right. It's not useful.
Shit. It's been a complaint since.
See, I tried. Well, not even I tried. Sorry. Phantom Hourglass is probably the one that I played the most in terms of any Zelda game.
I touched it a little bit, so
maybe Breath of the Wild and surpasses that maybe. But like I genuinely enjoyed playing Phantom Hourglass way more though. I will say, like the exploring side of Breath of the Wild will always take that crap.
Yeah.
But like in terms of the actual story and like playing the game and like being invested, and maybe it's because I was younger as well. But like I just remember that game like. I was like, damn, this game is sick. Like, and why is this the first Zelda that I've owned and physically like went out my way to play? Do you know what I mean? And I was like, I missed that one a lot here. You know?
Bro. I feel you. And you saying that reminded me of Wind Waker, my personal favorite.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, the story in that is actually insane when you think about it. You're on this village of you and your gran and your sister. Your sister gets taken. You gotta go on a pirate ship. You go to the fortress. You go to the big boss already. Quicker than you are in Breath of the Wild, anyway.
Yeah.
And then he showed shit, nigga. He gets a bird.
Who's the main villain in that?
Ganon.
Oh, he's yeah.
He gets a bird, takes you off. He's like, sister. You get taken up. Yeah, music that is so dope.
I'm sorry, I rinsed that.
What was the most?
It's so sick. It's so sick. The story now is so good.
I swear, after Tears of the Kingdom, they brought another Zelda game out, wasn't there? But it was the chibi one.
Echoes of Time.
Yeah. See, I do want but that's the one where you play as Zelda, isn't it?
Yeah. What are you trying to say? You don't play Zelda?
No. What I was gonna say, that's not the one. That's not the one I'm thinking of. There's another one where
Link Between Worlds.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I'm thinking of. I do need to try that. To be fair.
But you don't want to play Echo of Time. You don't play Zelda.
I don't really give a that. I've watched it like. Let me finish.
I tried to, but you kept going blah blah blah.
I didn't say blah. Listen, I've watched people.
Today, right?
Yeah, I know, right? I watched people playing the game, like, and it just nah. Yeah, the story.
So I let you talk. You still didn't say anything.
I feel like you need to have first-hand
experience, which is
I let you talk.
Nothing against it.
You said I was blah blah blah. You said let me talk. Let you talk, and you just said man.
Let me ask you why.
No, deep it. I let you talk, and you said man.
Yeah,
you actually did. That's a good thing.
I spoke some English. I
know, but in the end.
Meh. Because that's the only way I can say about the game. Like it just looks meh. Yeah. What I was gonna say is, but why are you asking me that? Because you assume that I don't want to play it because I'd be playing as Zelda.
I mean, that's literally you said. Oh, this was interesting. I'm like, okay, why not Zelda? You went, meh.
The game just doesn't appeal to me.
Meh. Fine, meh, guys, meh. All right, fine.
The game just didn't appeal to me.
But so you talk to me. You talk about Wind Waker. Wind Waker's peak, all right. Yeah. The story is so sick. You're going to Ganon straight away. He takes you up. He's like, yeah, ready for me. Ready? Get the Triforce, nigga.
Yes, out of here.
Yeah, you're out. You're trying to find your sister. You're trying to save. It's sick. It's so sick, man. Those stories you can't see in Breath of the Wild because why? Because all the shards are everywhere. You have to go all these other places, all these disjointed parts of memories that don't mean shit in the end anyway. It's just how it is in open world games. You can't create good stories in those games that way. Because it's so difficult. I mean, you can allow people to go wherever they want. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, with the freedom.
The thing is I guess it's because in Wind Waker, like obviously the story is being told the way the developers want you to see it.
Exactly.
And then while obviously in the open world, like some games can probably. Don't ask me if I do because I haven't come across a game obviously that can do that. But like
maybe
some
like
games,
GTA?
Sorry,
maybe like GTA.
Yeah. So GTA is actually a good example of that, I guess. Like,
I got him.
Yeah, good. Some games like GTA can do it really well because you go and do whatever the fuck you want really in that game, and obviously, and it you sort of fill in the blanks as you go along. But Breath of the Wild isn't a great one, or even Tears of the Kingdom as well. Like,
it's not a story.
Yeah.
But let's talk about GTA just a bit, because I haven't played GTA too much. But I'm assuming, for I'm still ignorant, but I'm assuming that most of the good stories are little segments that you get from little side stories going on different missions, right? It's not like a granular. It's not like a granular story. That's the sick part, is it?
No, there is a grand story to most of. Like it's GTA 5, like you play as 3 characters, and then you see the story sort of build from those 3 characters, and it all depends on who you play. Like, because you get to choose which character you're playing whenever you want. Like, and then the story develops because they have their own individual stories. And it meets into us
intertwined.
To a finale together. And that's the best way I've seen an open world game do stories in that sense.
I can agree with that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And obviously it's a little bit more different because of the fact that you're playing as 3 characters, obviously. Like, that's where it makes it slightly a bit more different.
I mean, I feel like you're kind of located in different parts of the map as well. Yeah. So you kind of explore slowly with each character,
and it's the story. And it's not like each character is restricted to those parts. They can go wherever they want. They can literally, like, you can literally, like, so, of the 3 characters, right? Yeah, you can literally go as one character to the other character's house and see them if you wanted, and like they interact and they do their own things as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But like they do, honestly, GTA. They did very well in terms of that aspect of what we're talking about. They did it very well. I think, and I haven't played this game, but from what I've heard, Red Dead did it very well as well. Like, I've heard.
Okay, so maybe Nintendo needs to look at these other companies and take a record from their book.
In that sense, for that part of their games,
page from their book. My bad.
Yeah, for that part of for like that aspect of the games, for sure.
Okay, cool.
They could definitely learn something.
Right.
Well, I feel like it all kind of boils down to what story you're trying to tell. Because with Breath of the Wild, like, my man lost all his memories. He's been dead. Well, not dead, but, asleep.
Might as well be
100 years.
In a coma.
It kind of makes sense that you, in that story, like, what they're trying to do, just run around, remember shit, and go beat Ganon.
Yeah, but I think that's literally just an easy way for them to allow people to explore.
Yeah. It's probably
but I feel like that's not,
it's pretty much the story.
A lazy way to do the story.
Yeah.
But
it gives them an excuse to be lazy.
The story is the byproduct of the idea of the world, rather than the world has the good story in it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
It's such a great way of putting it.